Hello and welcome to a special program called Cricket Predictor, brought to you by 1xBet for Makey Infrastructures, Delhi NCR. And what have we got today? In the 51st match of IPL, we had the drama, we had the data, we had the story, and everything put together. Last night, the Gujarat Titans roared loud and clear. The Mammoth 224 against with a fiery spell by Mohammad Siraj, Prasidh Krishna sealed a 38-run victory over Sunrisers Hyderabad. Remember, Sunrisers Hyderabad started off as a threatening team in the first, second, third match of the IPL this season, claiming that they're going to be scoring 300 runs in 20 overs and become the first team in the world ever to do so. But that was not the case, and we've been waiting ever since. It's going to download. Haven't downloaded it. They lost 38 runs against the Gujarat Titans. Abhishek Sharma's explosive 74-run score was unsuccessful as Gujarat kept their hopes for playoffs alive. Well, the important question to ask is not about the data, but about the drama. Well, we want to welcome Paul Jeanette into the show. Paul, welcome to the show. My first question is not about the sport, the play, the man, the run machine, everything put together, but the incident where he got into an argument. We're talking about Shubman Gill, of course, the skipper of Gujarat Titans, who got into a very nasty conversation with the umpire. Do you think it was blown out of proportion, or he could have just let it go as well left? Your views?
Well, of course, you're meant to just walk off and take the umpire's decision and not say anything more about it. It wasn't a great look. Shubman Gill remonstrating with the fourth umpire, but it was over reasonably quickly. I think he probably regrets it. He sort of, in the press conference after, he was explaining that, it's he's putting everything out there. It's a competitive game, and sometimes your emotions do come through. I think he was probably also frustrated with himself because it was a lazy sort of run out. When he was batting that brilliantly, I think he just had a bit of a brain lapse, because if he'd run as fast as he should have, or if he'd put in the dive, then he would have been fine, because the decision to me was the correct one. The umpire, Michael Goff, went through it methodically, and I think it was pretty clear to me that it was genuinely out. Interesting, once again, in the coverage, at least the English language coverage that I watched, they referenced the fact that it was a decision that Gill was not happy about, but they never gave their own opinions in commentary as to what happened. And it's a strange thing that I'm used to commentators seizing upon these moments of controversy and giving the viewer the benefit of their expertise. I was expecting, I would like to expect that they'd be getting out the playing conditions, replaying it many times and coming up with their own points of view, but none of that. So that's disappointing. But I think not a major issue. Gill probably shouldn't have done it, but not the worst thing in the world.
Well, Gujarat Titans are placed on the second part of the table. Yes. Where do they need to work now, considering that they have to go on to a better position right now? Because remember, the 5th and the 6th position are very close.
Well, from a table perspective, they're looking good. They've got a match in hand versus relative to Mumbai Indians. Their net run rate is better than RCB. So the three teams on 14 points, they are in the box seat. They're actually going to Mumbai in their next game. So at the Wankhede, that'll be a massive game and could end up determining who finishes in that number one slot. From the cricketing point of view, I suppose the main question is, how will Gujarat go if they need to really get big runs out of their middle order? If the top three don't all fire, then will their middle order be able to stand up? It'll be interesting. I mean, they've got some exciting players in there, some players who can hit tremendously long balls. Rahul Tewatia, even Rashid Khan. Washington Sundar is a very handy batter as well. So I think that they've got a pretty decent strategy. They are expecting that the top three are going to get them plenty of runs, and they've got stacked their side pretty heavily with bowlers as well. And so far, it's working for them.
Let's understand what went wrong with Sunrisers. Yes, that's a team which is down and out. But also, let's not take away anything from Abhishek Sharma's valiant attack that happened in the match last night. Your views? Was the team too reliant on this guy, Abhishek Sharma? Your views?
Yeah, I mean, they certainly did, but I think they let the game away, allowing Gujarat to get that many in the first place. Sure, Sunrisers Hyderabad are the sort of side that sometimes can chase down scores well in excess of 200, but you can't do it all that often. Even in this modern IPL, chasing 220, you need everything to go right. Abhishek Sharma was superb. It was a little bit curious how Travis Head, the typical strike rate that we would expect from him. Even Ishan Kishan in his short stay wasn't as successful as normal in terms of clearing the fence. And Heinrich Klaassen, who I've been saying all along needs to get more of an opportunity. Well, he got that last night, and a bit like Head, couldn't get the fluency that he might normally do. By the time that Nitish Kumar Reddy and Pat Cummins at the end showed that it was possible to match the rate of scoring that Abhishek Sharma had displayed, it was obviously far too late. So, yeah, very disappointing match in a very disappointing season for SRH.
Well, there you had it. Thank you, Paul. I'm now going to go to Noel David. Noel, of course, is a former Indian off-spinner who's played for India in late 90s, now coaches the Assam team and has been coaching ever since. Well, welcome to the show, Noel. RCB are coming off to their 3 consecutive wins in the match today. Yes. In the last 3 games, while CSK have lost all their last 3 matches, do CSK have to have any chance in the game considering they're out of the top points table, they're out of the reckoning? The fans' morale are down. Everything seems to be going against them. But what do you think of the match tonight of CSK versus RCB? Remember, it's a match between Virat Kohli versus Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Your views?
Hi Sunil. At present, nothing is clicking for Chennai Super Kings. Unfortunately, whatever they are trying their best, even if they're shuffling the team, nothing is coming right for them. I think the moment they lost that game against RCB at home in Chennai, I think the momentum they lost after that, after that game. I think, the injury of Ruturaj Gaikwad hampered them more, unfortunately. Then the second is that, they are trying and shuffling a lot of players, to get that stability and the momentum going in the batting order. But so far, luck is not on their side. It's a bad scene for CSK at the moment. They are trying young Rashid, they are trying Ayush Matre, they are trying a lot of youngsters in the team, but things, as I said, things are not going their way. But for RCB, it's very important to stay there at the more present situation where they are third in the points table, and I feel that it's very important that they beat CSK at home so that they can go up the points table at number 2 or number 1. I think that should be the aim at the present. But if CSK upsets RCB at home, if the revenge is taken, then I think RCB will come down at 4th position. Then they have to keep fighting, because there'll be only 3 games left after that. And it's important that they should climb up the table to 1 so that they can get into the final stages of the IPL. So I don't think CSK should be a problem for RCB at home. I think it is going to be RCB all the way.
No, both teams have won 5 games against each other at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, which is a good thing, with no results game. What do you think? Who will dominate in such a scenario where you have a table topper and Chennai Super Kings, who's at the bottom of the table? Guess what? 2 years ago, we wouldn't have thought this would have been possible, but RCB is on the top and the CSK is at the bottom. What is going to be the match tonight like? Your views?
It's nice to see, that both the teams are locked with 5 wins at Chinnaswamy Stadium. But looking at the present moment, I think RCB will have that slight edge because they're coming with 3 consecutive wins. Back-to-back wins will give them that confidence, you see, and they're playing at home. So I think they will have a slight edge over Chennai Super Kings at the moment, because I feel that RCB has that team which can beat Chennai Super Kings, because they have a solid batting lineup with King Kohli, Patedar, the captain, Salt, who opens the inning with Kohli, who gives them the great start in the power play. They have Padekal, they have David there in between, and don't forget about the bowling. They have a solid bowling which has won games for them. Look at Hazelwood, Bhuvi, and then Kunal Pandya. They have that super bowling side, So I think the pressure will be on Chennai Super Kings. And if the match goes here and there, and as I said before this, that it's only a matter of one place down, and then RCB has to reclimb that points table again if they lose this game. But I don't think there should be a problem for RCB to beat Chennai Super Kings at home. It's no doubt Chennai Super Kings will try to come with that revenge mode, because RCB has beaten Chennai Super Kings after 17 or 18 years at home in Chennai. So I think that they will have that revenge mode button on in them. So I think RCB will be looking for it.
Well, Noel David, we'll let you go. We know you have to go for your commentary stint and the coaching part. Of course, we've got somebody out from the commentary right now whose name is Anil Chaudhary. Anil Chaudhary, the famous Indian umpire who's played for Subhania Cricket Club back in the day in Delhi. And we've seen him how he played against. You must realize he's also played against a match against Virat Kohli. Anil, welcome to the show. Virat Kohli has scored 4 half centuries in the last 5 innings, 4 out of 5. Will his form be of major issue?
Virat Kohli is in great form, and in last 5 games he has scored 4 half centuries. So CSK need to bowl him discipline bowling, and that's the only way they can control him, because Virat Kohli can accelerate, can defend, he can make partnerships. His running between the wicket is so good that he can increase runs, but not even playing big shots, and he can guide the other batter also. And once he is inside, his pressure is totally different. So CSK need to focus on Virat Kohli, how to get him out early, because once he is in flow, difficult to stop him. He can always create trouble for other team, and RCB can make big score because of Virat Kohli, because he has a habit of playing longer. So it's a concern for CSK. So Dhoni need to plan accordingly, although he's a smart captain and he knows where to bowl and how to handle it. But again, the way Virat is playing, I think he will dominate the match.
Well, when you look at CSK's batting, Anil, Shivam Dube's had struggled, except the team seems to have completely fallen off of their chart, and only Shivam Dube has been a great sight. I mean, is that a consolation part?
CSK is struggling with their batting. The middle order especially is not scoring at all. They have tried everyone. Hooda, Tripathi, Conway also not scoring on consistent basis. He is also not contributing the cause. Ravindra scored in initial games, but now he's also he was dropped also for one of the game. So they need to work on it. Unless they get good start and they make a good score, difficult to compete with RCB. The form RCB is in, it's a problem for CSK. And one thing which is different now, because CSK is out of competition, so that pressure thing has gone totally away, which can help them, because now you will be playing without pressure. So I think people like senior people like Ajay Jadeja, CSK depend on him as well as a batter, not only as a bowler. Even if Ashwin is playing, he can also contribute with the bat. And later people can, if they have wickets in last overs, like 3 overs, they have like 6 down, then Dhoni also can give you big shots and increase the run rate. So it's batting which CSK need to work on, and they need to try have some wickets in hand in slow overs.
Thank you, Anil, for your candid views. Of course, you seem to be on the ball with every observation you've made in this part. Now we move on to Stanley Chiozza. Remember, Stanley Chiozza is the famous coach now at the Sportive Academy of Cricket at the Emirates Hills in Dubai. He's a former Zimbabwean coach, bowling coach, and now investing his time in the youth. Stanley, Krunal Pandya scored match-winning half-century alongside scupping wickets in the last game. Do CSK need to come up with a special strategy to avoid this Pandya, who's not Hardik? Your views?
It's pretty much crunch time in the IPL. Sunil, thank you once again for having me on the show. RCB versus CSK, two contrasting positions these teams find themselves in, two contrasting reasons as to why they're involved in this IPL at this moment and how they're going to go about this game. Obviously, RCB searching for that 16 points to make sure that they cement their position in the playoffs. I mean, it's been a tough season in terms of the number of teams that are vying for qualification for the playoffs, and hence that has raised the bar in terms of how many points you can really say to yourself you're comfortable. Kunal Pandya has played a massive role towards RCB's push. 26 overs he's bowled in this year's IPL season so far, 13 wickets, and what a brilliant economy. Okay, 8.2. He's only second in the wicket-taking column in terms of spinners to Nur Ahmed, who's been brilliant, the stronghold of their bowling attack for CSK. Now, a fantastic performance, all-round performance for Kunal Pandya, and I'll tell you what, emotions will be running high in the sense that when you play a performance like that with both bat and ball, and you on the winning side, he has done that in 7 matches. Every match that they've played, and those 7 that they've won, he's played a massive part taking wickets. His bowling has been on the up, he's in form, and that's also rubbing to his batting, and hence the performance versus Delhi Capitals in the last match, where he put in a fantastic performance to make sure they get over the line. Now, spin has been pretty much their go-to method of operation, etc., with regards to RCB, and Kunal Pandya, his role is clear, it's clear-cut. He's got a fantastic economy rate of 8.18 in that period, and he's taking wickets. But I think the fact that he's believing in himself, he's trusting his process, he's not exactly looking to go out there for wickets, but the fact that he's miserly, that economy is creating pressure, and batsmen wanting to take him on, especially in that middle period when the field is spread, and hence the wickets come. So kudos to him. You've got to trust your process at the end of the day when it comes to bowling. I think once that ball is out of your hand as a bowler, there's nothing else you can do. So a very good season for Kunal Pandya. Yes, CSK will probably have plans for him, but yes, they've got bigger problems than just one individual. They've got to try and make sure, obviously, they use the remainder of the games as pretty much a curtain raiser for next season, preparation for next season in terms of the new players, the untried, the untested, to give them game time, to give them realistic scenarios of how to prepare and be ready for IPL season 26 with real life situations. So they've got bigger problems other than just Kunal Pandya, CSK, and they'll be looking more closely in terms of their team makeup in preparation for 26.
Right. Thank you, Stanley. We move on to the second and the last question of the show tonight. Is Josh Hazlewood the man in the moment who's taken 10 wickets in the last 4 innings? Is he going to be a big threat for CSK, considering the valiant form he's in? Your views?
So now the RCB of old would have been complaining about their bowling, but they've done their homework. They let go a couple of bowlers, and to be honest, Mohammad Siraj, I think that would have been a fantastic retain. Look at the way he's bowling this season. So when you lose a bowler like Mohammad Siraj, your replacement bowlers, the bowlers that you then go after and replace Mohammad Siraj, have to be top notch. They've done a good job in getting Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and up and above that, Josh Hazlewood. I mean, these are 2 serious campaigners. We know the history with regard to Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. He's right up there, right at the top, if not second or third, in terms of wicket taking in history of IPL. And then you get a stingy, miserly, and talk about control in a bowler like Josh Hazlewood. And what a perfect time for this bowling attack to be bowling to CSK, in the sense that look at the scoring rate inside the power play for CSK. It is not looking good. It's under 8, 7.91 to be specific. So they haven't getting those big starts. They've pretty much been playing within their shell, all in the fear of losing wickets. So yes, they're trying new players, giving other players a bit of a chance in terms of real life examples of how to play in the IPL. However, these openers need to get out of their shell. They need to take the attack to the bowlers. It's going to be a big ask, especially when you're playing a bowling attack that's on Song, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar from one end, Josh Hazlewood from one end. It will be a tough ask, but this is the nature of the IPL. You have to stand tall and you have to be able to reverse pressure. Otherwise, this sort of economy, this sort of run rate will continue. And then in the end of the day, when it comes again to the auction table, you find yourself not being part of the CSK. So they've got to express themselves a bit more. The Chennai Super Kings openers, they've got nothing to lose at the end of the day. They're new players. They've got to show they've got to showcase their talent at the end of the day. Up and above that, you come outside the power play, spin. is their strength in terms of bowling. But spin is also been their die-hard factor. This is one of the the major destruction forces with regards to CSK in the middle order. They have fallen 31 times to spin inside the middle over at a strike rate of 121. So it's their strength in bowling, but it's also their weakness inside the middle order when it comes to batting. So hence the importance of good starts, so that when the spin comes, the likes of Krunal Pandya, when they get the ball in hand, he's in fantastic swing song at the moment. By the time he comes to bowl, there is something to work with. There is something for the middle order to maintain, because at the moment in time, if they start with this current run rate, and then obviously the middle order comes in and plays and finds it tough to get going, then it's all a repetition of what's been happening throughout the season. They need to do something different and make sure that they come up with a positive plan, something to do with playing fearless cricket, and lose the fear of not being too worried about losing matches.
Well, there you had it. You had four of the best voices of the game talking about the game, that are drama, stories, everything that makes this wonderful game of IPL a match-winning thing for the fans. Well, this is Sunil Kalra signing off from the beautiful Marbella Resorts, and you could see the flag island at the back with the UAE flag, and saying goodbye and requesting you not to change the channel. Stay tuned. We'll be back after a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere else.